Hello, and welcome to Haddonfield. I'm Nick Lathan.
And I'm Peyton Lynch.
In this episode, we're talking about Halloween H2O, 20 years later.
And this is our guest is here, our friend Corey Anderson.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. Is it H2O or H20? Because I thought it was H2O, and then when it said 20 years later, I was like, is it H 20 years later?
I mean, I think technically it's H.
I got confused.
I think technically it's H20,
It's
but
H2O.
on the Wikipedia page, it's like pronounced H2O.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is pronounced.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's like. Oh, I was gonna say I guess it's like H2O, but like the O stands for oxygen, so that's not a zero. So I'm just a dumb bitch.
Yeah, O is O and not a zero.
And listener, the air conditioner just came on because I'm sweating and I'm
It's
keeping
on,
it
baby.
on.
Yep.
I was going to say, but yeah, H2O really makes me laugh because my brother used to listen to a punk band called H2O, and he wore like a shirt for that band to like Hardee's or something.
Nice.
And some redneck kid walked him and goes, "Hey, is that for the new Halloween movie that's coming out?" And my brother got so mad. He's like, "No, it's for a band." And, like, he got his steak biscuit and left.
Oh my
Got a
God.
steak biscuit and left. So Corey, we always ask our guests this, but what's your relationship with the Halloween movie franchise and just like scary movies, Halloween in general?
I think I used to be scared of horror movies because of some Goosebumps movies that I would watch, particularly the one
they're
with the
scary.
mask.
The mask one is horrifying. Yeah.
And I remember like watching it, but not being able to watch it at the same time. But liking that feeling. And then I kind of got more into them as I was in high school and college, and I was a film major in college, and I wrote a lot about horror films, and especially Scream and all the Scream films, which I'll have to say there's a lot of things in here that reminded me of
For
some
sure,
Scream
a lot of Scream parallels.
scenes. Kevin
for sure.
Williamson was also an executive producer who wrote
and
Scream.
Yeah, he wrote the first draft of this, which is he's
Wow,
not
really?
credited at all in the credits, but he
Interesting.
wrote the first
I
draft.
don't know if he would let that ending happen.
Did he also write The Faculty?
He did.
I think he did.
He
Yeah.
did The Faculty, and
Which
of
also
course,
starred Josh Hartnett.
Yeah,
oh my
true.
gosh, and of course Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
And I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is one of my favorite.
I Know What You Did
movies.
Last Summer.
Yes,
I haven't seen that since like it came out.
Yeah. And then I
It's
still know
so
what you did
good.
last summer.
I have not seen that one.
It's okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as good as
They're
the
on an
first one.
island or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the same cast, which is why it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But then, yeah,
the two
that's
that
not
that
it.
survived.
The two that survived,
Yeah.
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Only two live, freaks. Get over it. That's
It's
good.
an old movie. Like,
Jesus, it's 4 kids, 2 left out of 4. It's actually really good odds. Okay.
What movie did I spoil last week? And I was like, movie's 30 years old.
I don't
forget.
remember.
Oh, also,
We always spoil
it, I know.
everything.
Yeah.
Also, last week we said that Don Shanks played Michael Myers, but it was actually George Wilbur.
Oh, okay.
So, retraction from last week, listener. I know you're all yelling at your phone, calling us
They
idiots.
know what's right, and they're getting to it. These guys have a lot of moral fiber. Just love. Now I love horror films, and I really love. Yeah, the original Halloween, the first one. That's the only other Halloween movie I've seen, because I don't necessarily. I would not have watched this if you hadn't asked me to be on the show.
When did you see the first Halloween, and what was your relationship to that?
I think I saw it in high school. I think it's just like what?
Like
I thought you were doing the running trend. Everybody was like, I was 8 years old.
Yeah, everyone's been like, I was
No.
8 years old when I saw it. Yeah.
No, I really didn't get into horror movies until high school. Until like I don't know. I love horror films, and I think like I needed to be in like an angsty kind of person to appreciate the like weird feeling they give you of like feeling this feeling, but you're safe, but still by watching this thing, so that you can like laugh and I just think it like really brings out a lot of weird emotions. And when I was a kid, I don't think I understood that or felt or liked that feeling of being scared. But I think I was in high school, and I just loved it. It has that. It's like the most Halloween feeling film, just because like it takes place on Halloween. It feels like fall. Like I just think it not only is it very, I love slashers, and it's just like a very good slasher, but I think it also just has a really good tone, and I love that it's like set in a very short period of time.
Yeah, it's like all in one night. Yeah,
and I think that's just like a very kind of simple, classic film.
That feeling you're talking about, like, that's a feeling I always, like, every time I watch a horror movie, I want that feeling. But I never get it anymore. And it's, like, I kind of got it with Hereditary when I watched it, but, like, it was like when I watched The Fly for the first time with Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Like, just the metamorphosis and all that stuff, like, it just creeped me out. Oh, my God, the feeling.
Grossness of it.
And, like, I saw that movie as a young child.
Oh, man.
And one time we were volunteering somewhere for, like a Christmas, like, drive or whatever. And it was in a shopping center, and they're like, yeah, there's a bathroom, but you have to go 2 stores down. It's in the back room, and you go into the back room, and it looked like Seth Brundle's lab.
Oh my God!
And I was so scared as a kid, and like just going, like, it was because it was
like, this something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh my
just thinking about it, I'm like, I wish that could happen again.
Icky. Did you ever see Don't Breathe?
No.
That was
that's
like
a newer one, right?
Yeah, it's with Jane Levy, and I also think the new Evil Dead was like gave me a good. Jane Levy was in that too.
Yeah, I think the same people that made the new Evil Dead made that one. Now I think about
really?
it. Yeah, the same director, Fede Alvarez.
Don't Breathe for me was really. I also liked Insidious, but Don't Breathe was really fun. I remember being like, this is really scary and really fucked up, but I was like laughing the whole time, and like also on the edge of my seat, like truly did not know what was gonna happen or who would or wouldn't die or anything. Like, where sometimes with slashers you're like, okay, a lot of people are gonna die and this person's gonna live, but like with this one I was really freaked out.
Okay, that's in my Netflix queue, so now I'm
good.
Watch
Yeah,
it.
I really liked it. I really liked it.
Okay, so I think we should get to the plot of the movie now.
I think we should
don't forget your drive-in totals.
I always do this. I always say, let's get into the plot of the movie, but before that, we're going to do the drive-in
It
totals.
actually means the drive-in total.
You should know this by now. We're 7 episodes in. Speaking of 7, we got 7 dead bodies. What do I got here? Skate to the face, neck stabbing, multiple throat stabbing, security guard who can't keep a gate closed, a driving Michael Myers, detectives providing heavy exposition, horrible haircut, head tilting, the old stabbing lift, leg roll, heads roll, dumbwaiter foo, flagpole foo, fire extinguisher foo, and of course, knife foo. 3 stars. Or 2 stars. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Mr. Sandman.
Yeah, opens with Sandman from which is a callback to Halloween 2.
There are so many Halloween 2 callbacks in this.
Yeah, for sure.
I figured I was gonna ask. Well, I love that song, and it's one of my favorite things to have like Motown music played over a scary scene because I'm like, I love the dichotomy of that. But when she's in the car and she's like turning it off, I was like, okay, there's something with this song.
Yeah. So the song
I don't get.
Yeah. The Mr. Sandman opens and closes Halloween 2.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. And I think it's such a perfect, it's a good song. And it's also just like evocative of like, they think of Michael Myers as the boogeyman, so I think that is sort of what the connection is. I love I think the opening of this movie is so good.
Me too.
Like, I love that they bring back Marion Chambers.
I love that it's a cold open.
Yeah, it's a cold open.
Yeah.
I love that we meet like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he's like on screen for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's just like it's structured so well. Like she finds out that her house is broken into. She like does what you're supposed to do. You go next door and like it opens in Langdon, Illinois, so it's not in Haddonfield. On October 28th,
29th,
1998.
Just to let you know, it's 20 years later.
We're taking notes, and it's been 20 years, baby.
It's 20 years, baby. Oh, that's right. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt's like, I'm gonna go check out the house.
Yes.
And then I love how he goes into the house and he's like, I've been suspended 5 times this year. And
Yeah, he's really bold in there. Like, I was like, okay, buddy, I really do hope you die because you're doing a little bit too much right now.
I'm wondering, like, how famous he was at this point in his career. Like, if if people would have seen him and been like, oh, that's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, or if they would have not known who he was.
Well, he was on Third Rock from the Sun.
Okay, yeah, so people knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be a big kill to have at the beginning of the
It's
movie.
definitely not a Drew Barrymore Scream situation.
Oh my god, iconic.
That was so good.
So good.
It's so good.
And she's on the poster.
And she's the
And you
star of
think
the
she's
poster.
going to be in the whole film.
I know.
Well,
I
that's
love it.
kind of like the whole Janet Leigh with Psycho thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first saw Psycho, which was obviously a long time after it was made, I was shocked at how quick
She
she
dies.
dies. Yeah, I was like, this is going to be a big part of it. And I was like, oh, right at the top, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm always surprised too. Then he sees that her office has been ransacked. Then he goes into her kitchen. He steals her beer. And then he's scared by the ironing board and wrecks her kitchen. He comes out and he's like, yeah, you messed up your kitchen. I don't know what that's about.
So screw up the office and also your kitchen.
Also, kitchen, stupid kid.
And then she goes back inside. Her lights are cut out. Her breakers aren't working. Grabs
Classic
the
Michael
flashlight.
move.
Classic Michael move. He always turns out the lights. He loves to kill in the dark. He loves it.
So he's obviously he's a blue collar worker. I mean, he's a good mechanic. He's a good driver.
He knows how to do a lot of stuff.
He's an electrician.
Exactly.
He is amazing. I love him.
He's I love
he's
him.
a good guy, and I love him.
I like my killers to be skilled.
I love when she goes through her office and you see that she has a picture of Sam Loomis, like
Yes.
in the office.
In case we don't understand what the detectives say later.
Yeah. And we see that Laurie Strode's files are missing. And then she goes out to the door. We see Michael behind her.
See him behind her reaching out.
Ooh,
Yeah, that was
That
a
part's
cool
so
shot.
good.
the good
a
part,
cool
and I was
shot.
like, "Here we go! I was
This is
excited.
it.
Yes.
Then I love when she turns and sees like the back doors open. She's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
She's like, I've dealt with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out.
She is not dumb. She's not dumb at all.
No.
She runs next door. That reveal of the skate and
Dude,
his
it's so
face,
cool.
Yes.
it's so
yes.
good. And you're like, I can't believe someone got killed so fast. It is like kind of a Scream opening for sure.
Yeah.
And then friend, I don't know what his friend's name is.
Yeah.
But
I wrote
he
down
got
other
stabbed in the
guy.
back.
I
Yeah.
have seen. I do kind of recognize him. from
Like
something.
he's in the credits.
Yeah.
Because the other
Yeah,
guy,
of course.
because the other guy Charlie, I thought he was that guy, but it turns out it was a different guy.
They said introducing someone too. I think.
Josh Hartnett.
Oh, was it introducing
Josh Hartnett, even though he'd been in the faculty before.
Oh, yes.
Was the faculty after this or before this?
Faculty
I think
was
it was
1990.
before because on my DVD it said that he was in it. But
Was the faculty before and after Scream? I don't
It
remember.
was after Scream.
After Scream.
after Scream, but before
so it
this
must
maybe.
have been 1998 or.
This one is 1998.
His name is Tony.
Oh, Tony.
Tony.
Of course.
I don't know if they ever say it in the movie, but
But don't.
they don't. And then, yeah, Michael finds a kitchen knife and he's like chasing her through. Then we see the cops are arriving next door. And then, I love when she like hits him with the hockey stick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hockey stick foo.
Yeah.
I knew I should have written that down.
She starts calling for help, but they can't hear. And then
So
she
good.
breaks the window. She's making all the smart moves.
Yep.
But Michael still slits her throat out.
Out. Slits it out.
And
Slits it out.
the throat comes right out.
And out comes the throat.
It kind of reminds me of this scene in Scream 2.
Yeah.
Where Courtney Cox, where they're in that like video lab and she.
Yeah.
And she sees David Arquette. These are the names
Yeah,
of the
through the
characters,
window.
of course. And yeah, and it's like soundproof, but she can see him, and he's
Yeah.
like screaming, and you think
I hate that
you think
part.
he's killed. I think it's a great scene. So I love any kind of like
Yeah.
kind of dramatic irony moments like that, and also like anytime that we can show the police suck, I think is a horror movie thing that
We
everyone loves to do.
The police are bad.
It's a great horror movie trope, especially in the Halloween
Yes.
movies, because they're all horrible.
Oh god, they're no help. They're no help.
Even so much in Halloween 5, they had clown music playing in the
Yeah,
background.
whenever the cops showed up.
That's what Rich told me. But I don't know, some goofy thing of like these guys
It was like,
suck.
It was like,
It's like heavy, like clown horn.
Oh my god. They're not going light on that, I guess.
well, we were talking about this before we started recording. Kevin Williamson actually did the first draft of this, and he was producer on it. Yeah, and actually, I guess I'll bring this up now. Originally, this was supposed to be this movie retcons 3, 4, and 5, or
Yeah, it references the Thorn trilogy.
yeah, it references the Thorn trilogy, and actually, the original draft was supposed to be continuation, and there was going to be a scene where Laurie Strode finds out that her daughter passed away, but they cut it out and just decided to retcon that whole storyline.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it kind of still shows up because they make reference to her car accident, where it's like they're like
Yeah.
she faked her death and everything, and that was part of the Thorn trilogy.
She has a
thing.
daughter too.
Yeah. So in
Wow, I
the
didn't know
other
that.
set of like 3 movies, I did it.
Well, I was just nodding at,
Yeah.
agreeing, like,
Yeah.
yes.
She had a daughter, and in those films, it said that Laurie had died in a car accident, which
Yeah.
they reference in this. And she gave her up for adoption, and
Oh,
so
got it.
so those 3
I like,
movies
by the way, when
followed
you
Jamie.
said the word film, you quoted.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I
Yeah,
did.
maybe because you don't respect these
I don't
movies.
respect these movies. I don't think they're films.
Oh my
That makes me
gosh.
think, like, when Steven Spielberg was, like, premiering Ready Player One at South by Southwest, he was like, this is a movie, everybody. Like, say, like, this is not a
Don't
film.
get it twisted.
So, yeah, call them movies.
Call them
Call them movies, okay?
We see Michael steal someone's car. I guess it's like the car next door.
He
Is
loves.
Is it JGL's car?
Maybe. Did you think he drives?
I mean, he's suspended 5 times, so he's obviously a badass.
He's a bad boy.
The cops come
He's a
in,
big time bad boy.
and they call her Marion Whittington. So maybe she got married. I don't know her name.
Yeah.
Her name from the first 2 movies is Marion Chambers. So
I like to think she found someone.
I like to think
Yeah.
that she fell in love
She fell in love.
Wasn't she married to Rick Rosenthal? Her and Rick Rosenthal.
In
are married,
real life,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Rick Rosenthal, the director of this movie and Halloween 2.
I think he directed Halloween Resurrection and Halloween 2.
Rick.
We love you, Rick.
We love
if
you,
you're
Rick.
listening,
No, Steve Miner did this one. Let's look at his IMDb
Steve
credits.
Miner. Oh, I feel like I know that name.
Yeah, I don't know what he did. Because I thought
he's from Westport,
until I
Connecticut.
saw the credits, I was like, I thought Kevin Williamson directed this one.
He's directed Jamie Lee Curtis before in the film Forever Young.
Oh, okay.
Have y'all seen that movie? It's a weird movie. I
No.
watched it so much as a
I
kid.
haven't
Never heard
watched
of it.
The plot of that movie is Mel Gibson, eye roll, is a
I roll.
he's a test pilot in the World War II.
Oh wait,
and they
I
have
think I
this-
maybe have seen it.
And they come up with this like way to cryogenically freeze people.
Oh,
So they
maybe not.
freeze Mel Gibson, and he wakes up like 30 years later, or not even 30, because this is like the 50s.
Just like 3 years later.
He's basically Captain America, right?
Yeah, and then like as the movie goes, his age catches up with him, so he gets older and older.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Wow, that's an odd. Sounds kind of boring to me, honestly.
It's got Elijah Wood and
just did a
Jamie Lee
big
Curtis.
yawn.
Elijah Wood is like a baby.
I like him.
And then Steve Miner also directed Friday the 13th.
I love.
Part 2.
Oh, nice.
okay.
I love Elijah Wood in The Good Son. Have you seen that one?
Fucking movie.
Oh, so good. Have you seen that?
No.
It's good. It's like him and Macaulay Culkin and
Elijah Wood's like a foster child.
yeah.
So, like,
Elijah Wood's
family.
like
Is this
basically
when they're kids?
yeah.
Oh.
So Elijah Wood's like parents died, and so Macaulay Culkin's family takes him in, and like Macaulay Culkin's like basically trying to make him do bad stuff, like he's like a bad seed type of character.
Oh, okay.
And he's trying to blame it all on him so that his parents like will make him go away or something. And at the end, it has like this really iconic scene where they both like fall off the side of the cliff, and the mom has them both in her hands, and she has to like choose which one to like save. It's crazy.
Oh my god. Which one does she... You can tell me off mic.
I'll tell you off the record so I don't spoil it for the listeners.
Spoil this movie for the 90s.
Holy crap. I like that.
Keeping that in. The creepiest part about that movie is that Macaulay Culkin builds a gun, and he like that shoots like nails and stuff like that. And
Holy crap.
He, like,
He's a really creepy kid, yeah.
Ooh.
So
I like the Culkins, though.
Yeah.
I really like Rory Culkin.
Yeah, they're all great. One of them is in Scream 4,
Scream
right?
4,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I have not seen Scream 4 yet.
It's
very
pretty good. Yeah, I like it.
Very good.
It's on Netflix now, so maybe I'll watch it.
Check it out.
You should see it.
Well, October's coming up. If I'm not watching a Halloween movie, I'm going to be watching horror
What are you going to
movies.
be doing? That's right.
What are you doing?
Where we at now? Detectives. Oh, wait, he drives away, baby. That's what I wrote down.
He drives away. He loves to drive. He's always driving.
He loves to drive.
The next thing that I wrote down that happens is we see a picture of Josh Hartnett on a desk, and he looks like kind of sexy in that picture.
Oh, that's like a lot further.
Okay, cool.
But you're right. He does look very sexy in that
There's
picture.
like some weird flashes.
I was like, is she someone? Is he someone's son or what?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So they mentioned that Loomis was living with Marion.
Yes.
At one point, and that she took care of him. So then they go into Loomis's room. And see like all these like articles and things on Michael.
Yeah, I wrote down, I love me some detectives whose sole purpose is to explain the backstory of the series.
I love how the guy's like, well, if we see a guy in a walker walking around like with a cane, and he's like, he'll be younger than me, and I was 15 when he killed his sister.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god,
saying it all, and then at the end of it, they're all like, but it's not him.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're
way.
like, Michael Myers. Yeah, right.
right.
Yeah. And they close the door. I do like how the credits start with like the things rolling, but then once it actually gets to the title of the movie, it's like such bad like TV movie font. Like it fades in.
Kind of cheesy, yeah.
Hey, Dimension Films, pick a better typeface.
Pick a better.
You better
typeface,
find a better
y'all.
typeface dimension.
I did write Michael Myers. Yeah, right. I do like they catch you up with like the newspaper articles. They reference.
That she was in a car crash. I was like, is she dead?
I had to pause it. I paused it and like read the whole article.
Oh, you
Okay.
did? What did it say?
Like apparently they like people thought she killed herself, and everybody like interviewed like, oh, I would have never thought she would have done that. And blah,
Yeah.
blah,
Oh
blah.
wow. Well, she kind of did.
Yeah. So then we have the
Faked it.
flash sequence of like flashbacks from the original movie.
Yes.
And Lori wakes
Dream.
up from a nightmare, and her son is Josh Hartnett.
Can't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I saw that because I truly didn't even look up this film. I was like, here we go, and then I was like, Josh Hartnett's in this.
And I'm just gonna
John Tate.
go ahead and say it. He's got a horrible haircut.
Yeah, he does. I wrote that
Bad
later. He's got
haircut.
really bad bangs, and like the whole time he has a cowlick on the very back of his head, so it's like the shape of his hair is crazy.
And he looks old. Okay.
I
don't know. I don't know
did not
how
believe
old-
he was 17.
No, I don't know how old he was, but he's 20s and he looks not 17.
How old was he? Let's see.
How old was he? So he's comforting her, and she has like all these pills in
He
her
was
cabinet.
20 years old.
Too
20.
much.
Wow.
I wrote Josh is her son. Voice is too deep. Because I really wasn't sure if that was like her boyfriend, her like young guy, and then I was like,
I know
"Look at that
she looks
deep-ass
great
voice."
in this movie.
She looks
so
really
like
good.
he could have been her man for sure.
For sure. I kind of would have loved if she like had some young guy.
Me too. Because the guy that she does date in this movie is kind of a fry. Like
I kind of liked him.
I like him, but like she could do better.
Wait, she could do way better. Like Josh Hartnett.
Yeah. So then we figure out that this movie does not take place in Haddonfield. It takes place in Summer Glen, California. On October 31st, Halloween.
Wait, let me look up, see, because I know Langdon's not real. Let's see if Summer Glen is
If
real.
Summer Glen is real.
I never heard of it, and I'm from Cali town.
That's right.
It is not real.
Wow. There's Summerdale. Summerdale's real. I wanted to point out a few. When we're in the kitchen, we see that they're eating Life cereal and Folgers. So shout out to Life and Folgers. I I just really love watching things and being like, oh my gosh, they're drinking a Sprite. And like, it's just so obvious that it's product placement.
It's like in Superman 2, General Zod like drop-kicks Superman into a Marlboro cigarette truck.
Oh my god.
And like he's like, yeah,
Just
that's
like
obviously product placement.
Yeah, like the huge title.
I've never seen a Marlboro cigarette truck in my life.
No, I've never seen one. But yeah, so that I like that they were keeping it real with Folgers and Life cereal.
Keeping it real. Yeah, we find out that John had like a deadbeat dad, I guess, or he was like a meth addict, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really that didn't seem right to me.
Yeah, that Lori would like hook up with a meth addict.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it sounds like because he's 17 and she's
37.
37. So
according
obviously,
to the canon of the series.
yeah. So obviously, like some stuff happened.
Yeah.
Like right after, and like within 3 years, she had a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I can. Like, I think this film does kind of. Movie does kind of.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. It does kind of show trauma and explore trauma in a cool way. So I can understand that maybe she would have been traumatized and like perhaps like chosen the person that was bad in a certain state. But it also seemed like she was with this guy for a bit of like he was like a bad guy and he left you, mom. Like
like they tried to make a relation. It wasn't just like a one time.
Why is John being a dick?
He's being so mean
to her. I'm like,
because his mom's like overprotective, I guess. Yeah,
he just wants to go to Yosemite.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
And that thing about like dealing with trauma, that was a big. I think Jamie Lee Curtis was a huge force behind getting this movie made, and I think that's a big area of her character that she really wanted to explore. So I think that came a lot from
Scream also does that pretty well.
Yeah,
and Scream 4,
sure.
yeah.
Well, that's the main reason why she wanted to do the new Halloween.
The new Halloween too, because it explores that part of her character again.
I think it's important, because when you do see a film or movie, when bad things happen and you don't see any kind of sequel or something, it can feel not real. But I think it is cool to like see another movie and be like, okay, how would this like affect you if this person was coming after you? You'd be so messed up, you'd be scared, you'd be thinking about it all the time. Like, of course you would. And she has a drinking problem and like all these issues that she has. I think it's really relatable to people who've experienced trauma. It's really cool.
The only two movies I can think of like that deal with trauma like that would be like, of course, Halloween. And then the remake of When a Stranger Calls, they have like a shot of her in the hospital, like freaking out, like every time she hears her phone
When
ring.
a Stranger Calls is so good.
Oh, I need to watch that.
When a Stranger Calls Back is good too.
I haven't seen that one.
That's the second one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That sounds made up.
Well, it's
When
bad,
a Stranger
but-
Calls Back. When a stranger puts you on hold. When a stranger
ghosts you,
invites you into a conference call.
Oh god, that'd be the worst.
Why? He's not texting me, this stranger.
When a stranger ghosts.
But Scream also does explore it, like in the second movie.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how Ghostface kind of like preys on her, is by making her not know if what she's seeing is real or not, and like making her question herself.
Yeah.
Which I just think is so relatable to a lot of people.
I don't remember if I've ever seen Scream 2.
It's the one where she goes to college,
Yeah, I've only seen the first and the third one.
Oh, third one's bad. Second one is actually really good.
Yeah, we rented the third one from Blockbuster in 6th grade, and we watched it.
The second
like 3
one's
times this weekend.
the second one's the one that they had to like rewrite and reshoot a bunch because like people kept spoiling what was happening. There kept being like leaks about it.
Yeah.
Didn't David Arquette spoil it at one point?
Oh gosh,
I don't know,
David. I love that. I love his character in those movies, though.
Yeah, me
he's a
too.
really good
Dewey.
Dummy
Oh,
Dewey.
love Dewey.
So sweet. Except the fourth one, there's a lot of bullshit with him in that. Yeah.
On the topic of haircuts, I think Jamie Lee Curtis's haircut is amazing.
She looks good.
I feel like this was peak Jamie Lee Curtis, like her style, like she's looking fit, like her hair's amazing. She's hot as hell.
She's still rocking the.
She's still looking hot. She's still rocking that short haircut.
Yeah, she looks. She really can. She can really pull that off.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of people.
2 actors have found a haircut that worked for them and have stuck with it. Jamie Lee Curtis and Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's had that
Kurt
haircut
Russell's
since
had
Big
that
Trouble in Little
haircut.
China.
And there's a lot of like women that just have long hair always.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you still have long hair. Okay, cool.
We see the school and we're introduced to our side characters, Sarah and Charlie. And Sarah doesn't want to go on the trip. That's all I wrote about.
Sarah's
that.
cool. Charlie's a dork.
Yeah,
had
but
to
they're
say
both
it.
very good friends and like dating.
They're dating, I think.
Yeah,
But she's
they're
too
very-
good for him, I think.
I had to see because
I really like her.
she's really cool.
She's cool.
Yeah.
for a second I thought Charlie was the same actor that played the same type of character in Cabin in the Woods,
Oh, was he?
but it wasn't the same actor. They just look a lot alike.
Oh, okay.
Very
I haven't seen Cabin in
plain
the Woods in a while.
man.
Do what?
A very plain
He's
white guy with
like
brown hair.
nerdy, like
Yeah.
plain white guy.
Yeah.
Because, but in Cabin in the Woods, it was like the nerdy stoner guy, and I just thought they were the same look. They looked the same.
They
Thought
looked
they were
the
the
same.
same dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool casting for Cabin in the Woods. Oh wait, never mind, not the same person.
We cut to Lori looking out from the window, and we get another sort of reference to her trauma where she sees Michael's reflection in the window. And then we meet Michelle Williams, who plays Molly, who's Josh Hartnett's girlfriend.
Yeah, her notes. I had to go back and because I just kept calling her Michelle Williams the entire time.
Oh, yeah, I called them all by
By their
their...
acting name.
Halfway down this page, I write Josh equals John. Because that's his character's name, but I don't know anyone else's name. And I thought Michelle Williams was, like, just so boring in this. Like, I do
Yeah.
think she's a good actor in
Yeah.
other things, but...
She didn't have a lot to do in this.
She
Yeah.
did nothing, yeah.
And I think all she had done up to this point was Dawson's Creek so far.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
And then Charlie, since it sounds like most of them can't go on the trip, Charlie's like, we should have a Halloween party in the school
Yeah.
while nobody's here. We cut to Highway 139, Northern California,
Yeah.
where a woman stops at a rest stop with her daughter who has to pee right now.
Oh my gosh. Kids!
I love when the girl's like, we can't go in the boys' room, and the mom's like, well, the boys are just gonna have to deal with it.
Since you're from California, I'm gonna ask you this because I was watching this and I knew you were
Yeah.
gonna be our guest. I was like, are rest areas like that there? Because that's a creepy rest area.
I don't know. It kind of just looked like, like a public park restroom or something.
Yeah, it does.
Because most areas have like parking lots.
That was the question you were dying to ask me about California.
That was it.
Your bathrooms look
Well,
like.
I've never been because I was like, that seems like something from Mississippi.
That was a creepy scene, and that scene reminded me of a scene in Scream. I don't know if you guys have heard of Scream.
No.
But there's a scene where Sydney goes to the bathroom and she comes out of the stall and she hears like a whisper of like Sydney.
Oh, yeah,
And she's
yeah.
like, is that in my head or whatever? She's like looking around. She pushes in all the doors and one of them is locked. And then she looks down below the door and then you see the boots because Ghostface always wears big black boots. And then you see like his black like cloak like move down over the boots. And then she like runs out. And as he's about to come out and get her, she like slides underneath him and then she leaves and she's safe
It's
in
so
like in the light of
cool,
day of the school. And I loved how it was like so quickly you could move from a really scary scene of like being trapped in the bathroom to suddenly you're outside and he's not going to go chase her outside and she was like suddenly safe.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of this because it was like a creepy scene that was a fake out kind of
Yeah.
where you thought something was going to happen.
Yeah, I love it because the woman doesn't know that he's a killer. Like she doesn't really know who he is,
No.
but she's like scared, and so she puts her purse down and he picks it up, and that's the first time she knows like something's off.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the shot of her looking through the stall door, and he turns back and he sees her like
looks
through
at
the
her.
mirror.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
I thought he was going to kill her for sure in that moment.
And I
Like,
was like, is like he gonna kill this woman and then her daughter's gonna be all alone? And like the part where she's like unlocking the door and then her daughter screams, it's really good.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. And then Michael steals another car. Like
Some old ass looking
Yeah.
weird car. It looks like it's from the 50s.
Yeah, why was that woman driving that car?
It's a weird car.
she's
really
down there.
hated
She's
it.
a single mom. She doesn't have a big budget.
She went back in time and stole a car from the ranch or something.
Yeah, like she took it from Grandpa.
So old
Like she
looking.
inherited that car. It looks like the car that the grandpa in Lost Boys drives.
It's an old car. Okay, it looked
All right,
bad.
listeners, it's old. Just take our word for it.
That's my if you're keeping track at home, that is my 9,000th reference to the Lost Boys on this podcast.
Whoa, baby.
You get nothing. You get to watch the Lost Boys, which is now on Netflix.
So then it cuts back to the school. We find out that Lori is the head mistress of the school called Hillcrest. I just wrote, John's friends are very horny.
Oh, yeah. They're teens. They're horny.
They're horny.
I love that she's in class or talking to them, and she's like, "All right, the bus is for Yosemite. Leave at 4:30." Like, why don't we need the? Okay, I guess we need to know that information. This weird exposition.
Yeah, and she like looks at her son as she says it after she like told him he can't go. I was like, damn, you giving it right back. You guys are mean to each other.
And then we find out Lori's hooking up with the guidance counselor at the school.
Alan Arkin.
Is that who it is?
Mm-hmm.
No,
it's not.
Yeah.
It's Alan Arkin?
Or Adam Arkin.
Oh.
it's not Alan Arkin.
No, it's
Oh, that's right, because I kept imagining if it was Alan Arkin.
That would be good. I would like that. I would love to have seen Alan Arkin in Halloween age 20. Age 20.
Let's just call age 20
Age
from
20.
now on.
Okay, yeah, I did write down Adam. I think I switched between Adam and Alan for
Oh my
all my
God.
notes. What an idiot.
And we see Norma for the first time, who's played by Janet Leigh.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's very cool because
That's
that's Jamie Lee Curtis's mom and the star of Psycho. Well, I guess she gets killed in the first bit, but basically
She's
still
the star of Psycho.
But
She's the
still
star.
I also wrote that I hate in movies when people are dating like therapists or like people like who are supposed to be, because it's always like it seems like such a like misuse of power to me, especially like when they talk about it like they do in this movie where she's like, counsel me, and like that's so unhealthy. I
Okay,
feel like.
yes, when they do all that weird kind of, I don't like that either. But it also is weird that she opens up to him and eventually tells him what happened to her, but like, I don't know. Yeah, it just felt a little strange. I guess that's a way for us to realize that it's not like a very serious relationship.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't really told him what's going on, and he doesn't know.
It's kind of like a fling at
but
this
like
point,
he potentially
I guess.
could be helpful for her, or I
yeah.
think she should see someone definitely and talk about this.
For sure.
That's my opinion.
And that should be everybody's opinion.
That's
And if it's not, go screw yourself
Girls!
right now.
we meet LL Cool J
Yes.
As himself.
as him. No, he's playing Ronnie. Excuse you.
He's good in this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like him.
He's good for like a musician who's like acting.
He's better than Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
He's having fun.
He's having fun. I love. I kind of hate that we don't get to see his girlfriend. I wish that she came in at the end. Yeah,
I liked her the best.
Oh, dude, if she came into the end, that would have been amazing.
that would have been amazing.
Yeah, she runs in like, I want to know the ending of the story. What the heck? What the heck?
He's
And,
writing like a
sees the whole
smut
thing.
novel.
Yeah.
And he's like reading it to her over the phone. I love it's very like Frozone's like wife from in The Incredibles, like her commentary over
Oh
the
my
phone.
god, I love that. Yes. Wonderful reference.
I wrote down this one. I wrote down this movie is setting up. It's just giving us that suspense and letting us get to know the characters.
Yes,
'Cause
which all the good ones do.
Yeah, that's why I put this in the good scale because like we know these people and start to care about them.
Yeah.
They take the time to introduce everybody that we're gonna deal with.
Yeah.
So John tries to get him to let him out for lunch. And that's where I wrote Josh Hartnett's haircut terrible, because that's when I really noticed. And then Ronnie says, "Comb your hair," as he's running away.
Oh my god, really?
Yes.
See, LL Cool J knows.
LL Cool
He
J
knows.
I wrote this down for Nick's benefit. Kids trick-or-treating during the day.
That's good.
Yeah, when Jamie Lee Curtis...
Wait, this is in the middle of the day.
it's in the middle of the day. She's on lunch.
I didn't even notice those children.
Yeah. So she's
Like
walking to
downtown?
the restaurant, and kids are already trick-or-treating.
This series has a weird tradition of having kids trick or treat at the weirdest. When did you trick or treat growing up?
Oh yeah, like before the sun went down, so maybe like 6.
Okay, that's a good time.
Early, like still pretty early because when you're young, and then when you're older, you can go out
Yeah.
at 8 or 7:30.
But in the first Halloween, like they're walking back from school and it's like
And they're already
3:30,
trick-or-treating,
like,
yeah.
They're trick or treating.
and then in Halloween 6, the last episode,
They're doing it like in the morning.
It's in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
before
don't get
anybody went to
school off. You still go to school and you dress up and that's fun. And then you come home from school and then you go trick or treating.
Yeah.
Okay, Halloween
kids.
creators and kids
So
alike.
Halloween 4 is the only one that's got it right. Like they went out at like 6. It's the only movie.
Yeah, I guess we don't really see Halloween evening in this movie, so maybe they just wanted to show you a little bit of it or something. I don't know.
This also thing they keep doing this. So Will kind of scares Lori. She sees Michael in the window, and then it's actually Will, the guidance counselor, behind her. And that kind of reminds me of Scream too, because they always do the thing where like her boyfriend scares her, even though the twist is that he's like the killer at the end. But like that always reminds me of like the suspicious boyfriend is always like around.
Oh, suspicious boyfriend, yeah.
And that's when I wrote when she said that she's messed up and he said I'm a counselor, I'm attracted to it. That's when I wrote red flag.
That's gross.
Corey's taking a picture of Gator right now.
Gator.
Yes, pose.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I got
Serving
a great
us looks. Thank you.
look.
Oh, amazing. Look at those paws.
Oh my goodness.
Holy crap, that's a good pic.
That's a very good
Sending
pic.
that to my girlfriend right now. She's gonna love it.
Yeah, what was she drinking? Because was she drinking wine at this?
She's
Yes.
drinking white wine and she chugged a glass, ordered another.
Yeah.
The guy gives her a look. She goes, are you gonna get it for me or not, or something like that?
Yeah, she's
he
like,
brings
chop,
it back.
chop. I can't remember what
Yeah,
she said.
he brings
she's
it back
like, now.
and then she takes a sip as if that's still her first glass when he comes back. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
she's
she knows
thinking.
what she's doing and she's got maybe a little problem.
Yeah.
Also, she said she's tried like therapy and stuff before, and he's like, "Yeah, but have you ever tried this? I'm a good listener." I wrote eye roll.
Yeah, during the white wine part, the reason I brought it up because I just wrote down she's a white wine drunk who loves the macabre. That is a super ego quote.
I also wrote, "Give Lori more booze." I don't know why. Why I was supporting her
And
alcoholism.
before that, or maybe after, John says to his friend that his mom's a functioning alcoholic.
Functioning
So we're
alcoholic.
like, okay, he knows what's up. This is a thing that she does, and hey, that's how some people deal with trauma. And I'm on board for the representation. I would like her to talk to someone and get some
Yeah,
help.
for sure.
Wait a minute, we didn't even talk about the scene in which he gets. Did we talk about the birthday card? Did we bring that up?
In the opening, so he gets the birthday card from his dad.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it's months later. It's like
too
that's
late.
convenient.
She's like,
Yeah, that was
Jamie's
really
like,
weird.
that's 2 months late. Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah,
It's
he-
brought back up
there was
later
money in the card, and he's like, I can use that for Yosemite, and she was like, joke's on you, you're not going to Yosemite.
Let him go. She should have. Well, she did. Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, so Charles and John are getting booze, and then they run into Lori.
Yeah, I wrote, damn, Lori caught him.
I love that she's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
she's like, Charlie, go wait the car. And he takes 2 steps, and she immediately drops that
What the
bomb on.
fuck do you think you're doing? God, I lost my face. And then he says, I'm not responsible for you. Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's rough.
Yeah, I didn't like that scene.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought he was being really hard on her.
Yeah.
And come on, you got to know how
I
tough
know.
this is for her, especially like this day. And
Yeah,
I figure
this,
like,
why pick on her this day?
yeah, why pick a fight?
Yeah.
John, why you a dick?
Yeah.
You're a dick, John. And why? I want to know.
Your name should have been Richard.
Dick.
That's when we get Mr. Sandman again on the radio, and she turns it off. And then
Yeah.
and then she reprimands Ronnie on the way back. She's like, Ronnie, eyes up.
And then we see Michael's car.
Yeah, Michael's car.
Ugh,
and then he
his
calls
old
her a
weird
psycho
car.
too.
Oh, he calls her a psycho.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool, love it.
Something I wonder. I know the police are dumb, and they didn't believe it was Myers, but like,
Did they stop the investigation? Like, we don't see
they
the
should
police ever again.
have contacted her or warned her
Oh,
or something
yeah.
of like, hey, someone has taken your file. I don't know. Like, I just
Well, she
thought.
faked her death.
Yes, they must think she's dead.
Oh, I thought maybe someone knew.
Yeah,
And was
maybe I'm
protecting
sure.
her
I
or
guess
something.
Nancy knew, or nurse. The nurse
probably
Chambers
knew. Okay.
but maybe she was the only one.
I was kind of thinking that someone helped her fake her death as a
Yeah.
protection thing.
Oh.
But
I'm thinking she had to have known
maybe not.
because he probably stole the files to find out where she was living now.
Was that in the files?
I'm assuming, like,
that's
why?
what I'm saying.
Otherwise, why would he take the files?
Right, but why would the files
Or
say like
how
what
would
her
you know where to
name is
go?
or
Oh yeah, like what
where
her new
he's-
name is and
she
where
has a
she
new
is.
name. I don't know. I just thought it was like the files thing was just like a way to show someone was here and they want to deal with this person.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
But
probably
then
true.
it
Maybe.
doesn't necessarily
But then how does he
connect.
know where she is? Yeah.
So this is just a huge plot hole.
There is a huge plot hole. I mean, the whole beginning was like a fun murder
Yeah.
scene, but it really had no logical connection to coming and actually seeing
Yeah.
Lori in her new life and how
Yeah.
Michael would know that.
That's true. I just assumed that her location must be in the files, but
But if
maybe
she
that was
faked
just
her
me trying
death-
to put stuff. But if she faked her death, I guess I just thought that maybe she told Marion, but maybe that.
And
doesn't
she
make
just
any
like wrote
sense.
it down in the file.
What we need to do is we need to film a scene of Michael in a shitty car with some files, like bloody files, just looking at them.
I want to get my hands on those files. I want to see what's in those files. And something else I like, he didn't take the whole file. He just took out the papers, so
Yeah,
he
he
knew
left Laurie
what
Strode's
was
Like, I don't need
missing.
this.
This is so convenient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she could see that someone had took the files.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
He left like a trail that leads to that file. It has like an arrow pointing
I
towards
took
it.
this one. I took it. Jeez Louise.
We see Molly working in the kitchen. I'm thinking that maybe that's how she helps pay for school. I actually think that this like look of suspenders, like with a skirt, is a very hot look for Michelle Williams. That's
She's
just my
looking good.
personal opinion.
Yeah.
This is kind of cute, where like she gets like the scavenger hunt with like the little map from her boyfriend
And the dumbwaiter.
in the dumbwaiter, and she goes down
That's
in the
an
basement.
allusion to later.
To later. Watch out, y'all.
Dumb later.
And then John scares her. People always think it's fun to scare people. I don't understand.
I don't
It's Halloween.
You gotta scare someone.
Everybody's entitled to one good scare.
He leads her to the place, and he's like, "Do I get points or what?" All the dialogue that Michelle Williams has is very boring.
She's like, yes, you do.
She's like, "Yes, you win."
He's like, oh,
And then
okay,
he's like,
cool.
"This Halloween, I'm focusing on you." And she's like, "Wow, that's sweet."
They use all their power to write good dialogue and everything for
Yeah.
women on Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah, then
apparently
they're
Kevin
done, they're
Williamson did a lot of rewrites on some character dialogue throughout. So
Who did?
Kevin Williamson.
Oh.
So he didn't do the final draft of the script, but
guy.
he did go back and do some rewrites.
Try to help him out.
There is an allusion to the first movie when it cuts to the class where they're talking about Frankenstein, and then Molly sees Michael outside the window like Laurie does in
Yes.
the first movie. And then when
doesn't do
she
shit.
gets called on in class, she knows the answer, just like Laurie knew the answer in the first movie.
I love that
Kinda
the
cool.
question was, why was Victor finally able to confront his monster just like Laurie?
Just
I
like
know.
Laurie.
I was like, okay, this is very much the same.
I also wrote down, what is the class schedule at this place?
Yeah, what was that before lunch, maybe? And
Yeah.
this is after lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is after lunch. This is like right before the buses come.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, Laurie signs the permission slip for John to go because she's like, I guess it's time to confront my monster.
Jesus. And he's like, I already don't want to go, Mom.
Now he doesn't want to go
Yeah.
because they've made other plans. And I wrote, so then the buses are leaving and Laurie goes out to see them. And then I wrote that Laurie and Norma pass the Bechdel test at this point, and that's the only time the movie passes.
Good.
What do they talk about?
So she runs into her and Laurie
yes.
jumps and is scared, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you." And then she's like, "That's all right," and she's like, "Everyone's entitled to a good scare," so that passes.
Halloween, yeah.
Callback.
Yeah, and then
At this point is Jamie Lee, Laurie, I don't know what her name is. And
so her fake name is Carrie, which I don't think they tell you until like 3/3 into
Later.
the movie.
Well, there's
So-
her name tags on her desk.
Oh,
yes, yeah, that's
I-
right.
they're
And
calling her, like,
I was just
by-
very confused.
yeah.
I was like, "What's her name in this?" And then
Yeah.
I realized she faked her. It took me a
Yeah.
long time because I hadn't seen the other.
They don't
ones.
say her first name for a while, I think, but then they call her Mrs. Tate or something.
So are we supposed to assume that she sees the buses and knows that he's not on them? Because she like has this very confused look. She's watching the buses. She's like has this insane look, and I'm like, how could she know he's not on there
I
unless
don't
she's
think
just
she does because she doesn't find out he didn't go until later.
I think she's
Okay.
having a look like kind of like, did I make the right choice?
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
she's like gonna go
Or
out
is she
and
like,
catch him.
I'm
maybe, or
scared
something.
everyone's gone? Like,
Yeah,
I couldn't
I
really
don't know.
interpret what was going on with that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was
Confusing.
just to set up that mother-daughter moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that moment really cracked me up. She's like, I'm gonna be maternal for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
says, let me have a maternal moment.
Cute.
And
At that
then,
point, I
and
went,
then the
"Yo."
car that she goes to is the car from Psycho.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
The car that she
God.
drives from Psycho.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah. When she turns around and says Happy Halloween. I wrote down some of the dialogue from LL Cool J's romance novel when he says,
Please read it.
I want to tantalize myself with your sweet nectar. And
Ooh,
then
yummy.
Yeah. Oh, yummy.
Ladies love Cool James.
Ladies love Cool James. But then that's the part where his wife's like, oh, she wouldn't fall for that. And
And then he's like, well, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
And she's like, yes. It's cute.
It's really cute. Then Michael pulls up to the school in that old car.
I love that he was waiting. He was like waiting on the side of the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Weirdo.
LL Cool J opens the gate, even though no one answered.
Yeah, it's like the only way to go talk to someone is to open the gate,
Yeah.
which is like the whole reason that you pull up.
I love that
Don't
he's-
let someone in.
Michael sneaks by.
Yeah, then Michael sneaks right in.
Jeez, yeah.
And then
In the version I watched, he was on his tiptoes. And he looked at the camera and he did like this. He like shushed. And he had this.
Tell mama. Everyone's like, what the heck? Huh? He talks?
He lifted his
and then
mask.
LL Cool J is like turning his head like, what? And like Michael pops up on the opposite side each
Well,
time.
what Michael did was he tapped him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then he looked. And he wasn't there.
I mean, that's basically what happens when LL Cool J is on the phone and like Michael shows up in one window and then he shows up in another one.
Yeah, and then nothing happens. I'm like,
He's just
okay.
it's just a whole Bugs Bunny Elmer
He's having
thing.
fun.
Yeah.
He's having fun.
And then he cuts the phone line, and so then Ronnie walks outside to like investigate. Then I wrote Michael point of view. I guess there was like a shot that looked like maybe it was supposed to be his point of view.
Yeah, I wrote down, what have I got? Yeah, LL Cool J's the worst security guard. And I wrote down, why is Adam Arkin always scaring Lori?
Yeah. Lori sees Michael. Oh yeah, I like that part because we know Michael's on campus.
Yeah.
So we're like, for a minute, you're like, is that him? And she's like trying to close
Oh,
her
when
eyes
she
and make
keeps
him go
closing her eyes,
away.
I was like, honey,
It's so
he's
scary.
there. And then I was like, she closed him like 3 times. It was a really long scene. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's him. And then the third time it wasn't. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever. I didn't even care at that point. Way too long.
Yeah, but then Will does see Michael, I think, at the end of that segment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's Will?
Oh, yes.
Will is the guidance counselor, Alan.
Oh, okay.
Or
Adam
he
Markin.
sees like his shadow or
sees
something, like
his
his
shadow or
silhouette.
something,
Yes,
yeah.
and we're like, oh, he wasn't there, but he's there.
But he's there
Or he might have
somewhere.
been walking toward her.
Yeah.
And then when he
And
came,
then-
he moved
That's a
away.
good point. I bet that's
Because
what
I think
it was.
he was real because he really was disappearing, and
Yeah,
she kept doing it.
that's
And
a
I
good
was
point.
like,
I think
yeah.
you're right. Then we get the Scream reference. Scream's on the TV.
Yes, they're watching Scream.
in,
I wrote,
Sarah and Molly's room.
oh my god, they are watching Scream in the movie. I said, I like her boyfriend. I don't want him to die. Oh, that's Jamie Lee Curtis's boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I did kind of like him.
That's fine. You
Yeah.
can like. I do like this part where they make like a kind of a weird date rape joke where Sarah and Molly's like, "Oh, we just thought we'd go out and roofie some guys and then have a date rape party," and then they're like,
Hey.
"You want to come?" And he's like, "No, I'm getting my nipples pierced, so I can't."
Well, yeah, they're all like, yeah, they're trying to be like, "Ugh, we're bad. And he's like, I
Yeah.
know, I'm bad too. Like this big joke. But yeah, it's really kind of messed up.
It's such
Yeah.
a weird moment.
It's a weird moment.
Yeah,
But I also liked it.
yeah. I like his sense of humor. I kind
Yeah.
of wish that it didn't come from a date rape joke.
Yeah. Well, it's like, oh, this guy's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Also, this is the point where I realized that they all live on campus.
yes.
Yeah.
I did not-
except for Jamie Lee Curtis.
I was
this
pretty,
time, I think.
I was pretty confused.
Yeah.
No, I think Jamie Lee Curtis, they do too.
Oh, they do too. Their
Yep.
house is like
They
on
just have their
campus.
own little house.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they have a house because, it really confused me.
Because she's the headmistress, so she just lives on campus.
I guess so, but it seemed like a separate house, like at first. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wrote down, I love food. I really do.
Yeah, Sarah says
Someone
that
say that?
later. Sarah
Oh, yeah.
says that later. And then Charlie's like, that's fine. I've always found obesity to be really sexy.
Yeah, he's like, I could get down with a girl with a little extra, blah, blah. And she's like, you're the best. Or like, that's me paraphrasing, but it was pretty dumb.
They just give Sarah this weird character trait that because she's always talking about food from here on
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote the
really
kids
love
sneak
it.
into school. John hears something. Then I wrote Lori drinks straight vodka.
Ugh, Lori.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure, so they have this shot of her.
Come on, Lori.
They have this shot of her going into the bathroom, and there's like the mirror shot. I'm pretty sure that was like a really like hyped shot that like from the promo of the movie.
Oh,
But
because
then it didn't really
he
come
looked
with
in the
anything.
mirror at the beginning when he
Yeah.
gave her the pills,
I
and then
felt like
she
there
did
was,
that,
like-
and I was like,
I feel like there's a still of like her looking in the mirror and Michael's behind her, but that never happens in the movie.
No, it's
oh,
Well, you might be thinking of later on when he's like, she's looking through the window and they're face to face, because I know that was in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
maybe. Yeah, but there were two of these mirror shots that were pretty boring.
Yeah, like they never come to anything.
It's not even scary or
Yeah.
anything. It's just like, oh, I'm looking at myself.
Yeah.
Which I guess is good.
I guess Charlie goes off to find something. Is that when he's looking for the corkscrew?
Oh, that's later.
Okay. Well,
not
he
sure,
he
yeah.
leaves the group to find something for something.
Yeah,
And then when Will comes over to see Lori,
I'm an idiot. I wrote down this scene is a Scott Wolf away from being a party of 5.
Oh boy, you're making jokes even on your little notes of the movie.
I was trying to make myself laugh.
Well, there
I do
you
love
go.
Party of Five.
All those candles got to be a fire hazard. Also wrote
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, this is all during the party scene.
Yeah, you can read that.
And then
I
what
don't
else
think
we-
I wrote much during that part.
Yeah, it's just a weird. And
I didn't
then-
write much here. I'm like, I'm bored.
And then we got Lori. I just wrote down Lori trying to reveal her dark past, and Adam Markin trying to make sex.
Also, is he chewing gum? Like,
Is he?
every time they're literally making out, and then every time she pulls away to tell him something, he's like,
Ew.
and I was like, what the? How do you,
also the fact
why are you
that-
making out with chewing gum?
It like took him so long to realize she was saying
Serious.
this was serious. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
he keeps like laughing at her
you're
and
like
joking.
turned on by this. Like,
He's a counselor.
he's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he knows about Laurie Strode too. Like when she says it, he's like,
Right.
"Oh, I know the story." Yeah, so I guess he doesn't believe her, but it's still weird.
That's weird.
Is it at this
He has a
point?
weird energy.
Is this at this point that Lori realizes that John's not there?
So she opens
She
up.
sees-
I called him a bad horny man.
What?
That's what I called Will.
Oh,
in
that's
the
what
scene.
you're calling. That's
Yeah.
not a quote from
That's
the
not a
movie,
quote
which is
from
what I
the
thought
Jamie
it
Lee
was.
Curtis, you're a bad horny man.
And then I
Oh,
called him.
so Lori gets worried about John, so she goes to call him, and she realizes that the
The
phone
phone's
lines have
out,
been
and she's
cut.
like, "Okay, he's here."
She's
like she knew,
and then
immediately.
she sees his closet, all of his camping gear is still there. So
Yeah.
that's when she realized he didn't leave.
Well, she was like, "Michael's here," though. She knew in that
yeah.
moment.
So she runs to the door, and then Ronnie's there and scares them.
Ladies love Cool James.
I love him, and I'm a lady.
I don't know why I'm doing his full name like that.
You think it's funny? I think.
I just love saying it.
Cool, James.
Cool James. So that's when they go to look for the kids, and then Sarah's looking for Charlie, and then Charlie scares her. And then he goes looking for the corkscrew, and they see he uses the dumbwaiter to get downstairs.
I wrote down Charlie uses the dumb waiter to go upstairs. Nothing good ever happens upstairs.
No, or in a dumbwaiter. I'm yawning
Or in a
right now.
dumbwaiter. He drops the. Okay, this part made me so anxious when he drops the corkscrew down the food processor.
That's the scariest part of the movie to me.
Yeah, like nothing happens, but just the anticipation that he like might mess up his hand. Like,
Yeah.
Michael's like looking at the
and
switch.
Michael's right behind
Michael's
him.
right
yeah.
behind him, and he just has. I'm like, just get it,
Just grab it.
get it already.
Yeah, he's like taking
There
so
is
long.
some movie where someone
they do
gets
that, I
killed.
think, yeah.
I think it's like someone's hair gets caught. And
Yes.
I forget what movie
I forget
or
what
show,
movie it is
yeah.
too.
There's a
But I've
movie
seen it before.
There's a movie that Paul Schrader wrote, who wrote Taxi Driver, called Rolling Thunder, and it wasn't available for the longest time. Anyway, there's a part in that movie where they break into William Devane's house and they put his hand in the garbage disposal and turn it on,
No.
and so he has like a claw for the rest of the movie.
Oh,
And they like in that scene
Sad.
they kill his family, so he like sharpens the claw and goes like after they kill those dudes. It's like it's a revenge
he
movie.
sharpens his claw.
Yeah, he has like a
Metal claw.
like one of those like picture claws, and he
nice.
sharpens it and like he like stabs somebody. It's a cool movie.
That's cool.
Great revenge film from the 70s.
Yeah, I like that.
I wrote here, this is like the first time you really see Michael's mask, and it's like the shading on it is so crazy. It's like he did like drag makeup or something on his mask. Like his cheekbones are so pronounced.
You see too much of his eyes.
Yeah,
You see his eyes
are really
a lot in
prominent.
this movie, yeah.
That's why the original mask is so good, because the mask is so far away from his eyes it has a shadow.
Yeah. And
Are you trying to see that man's eyes?
We see
I don't wanna
Charlie
see that.
in his eyes too. I think they make a big point of showing that.
What do we got now?
So then we don't see him get killed on screen. Then Sarah sees Michael's shadow in the door and thinks it's Charlie.
She says, "No sex games till I've eaten."
Yeah, same.
She loves
Honestly,
food.
same.
Yeah, honestly, same.
I wrote, Sarah has priorities.
And then Sarah opens the dumbwaiter and finds Charlie with his throat slit out.
Yes.
So sad.
Yeah, sad. So and then Michael comes after her. She uses the dumbwaiter to escape, but not before he stabs her in the leg before the door gets shut.
Yes.
And then
Oh, her leg.
And then, oh my God, when he cuts the rope and the dumbwaiter falls down on
It
her leg.
falls on
and
her leg,
oh my
and it's
God,
like hanging by
terrible.
a thread. It's almost.
It's
I wrote,
bad.
"Ouch!" Her leg is almost chopped off.
I know, it's like, ooh.
It's really
it's like
gross.
hanging on by a
Kind of
tendon.
scary. Yeah.
And then we cut to John and Molly, and they're listening to Creed.
No.
And they're like, I wonder where they are right now.
I don't know. I really want to listen to this Christian rock and roll right now.
And then Michael goes downstairs and then steps down on her and then stabs her to death.
You laughing?
I'm still laughing at Creed.
At Creed. Before this, I was like just getting really annoyed that no one had been killed yet.
So then,
And so I was like, God, they just keep faking everything out, and I was just like a little getting annoyed.
that's
so
a
I'm glad
Scream
that
thing too. I feel like
what?
that they like that like there's a lot of like jumps and like fake like fake outs.
Yeah. For
Yes.
sure.
And I think for the original Scream, is that the one with Fonzie in it?
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler.
Who just won an Emmy for Barry.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
They had to add him into the original Scream because the producers were like, "There's too much time in the movie when no one dies," so they had to add.
he's the
scene where he
principal.
gets killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
He was
happens-
good in it. He was funny.
It was very good. In this movie, like in the first 7 minutes or like 10 minutes, we get 3 kills.
3 kills and then nothing until now.
Until the
Till
last 30.
end.
Yeah.
I was like, he can kill someone.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like about Ghostface is he'll just kill.
He'll kill
like,
anyone.
He'll just kill people randomly, and it gets you excited.
Yeah.
You don't know who's next.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's actually not. I feel like there's not a very high body count in this movie.
No, there's only 7 dead
Yeah.
bodies.
John and Molly go looking for everyone. They find the blood trail from the dumbwaiter, and then
They think it's a joke.
yeah, they think it's a
At
really
first.
bad joke. And then they follow it. They find Sarah hanging on the light bulb, which is that's
With
just
the
part
light-
of Michael's.
The light
display.
is like coming through
Yeah,
her
through her
chest.
chest,
It
yeah.
looks kind of cool.
Yeah, that's just Michael loves to set up people to be. found.
He loves decorations.
He's very
Yeah.
theatrical.
No, he wanted to go to school for interior design. He knows AutoCAD and everything, but no one will hire him. They go, take the mask off.
This
He
could
goes,
have all been invited.
no,
avoided.
it's my mask. And that's what he said.
Wait, what's he sound like?
No, this is my mask. Come on, let's see. Let me show you a materials
They're like,
board.
Michael, I bet you're really beautiful under there.
I can make a hotel room look like this. And then he holds up a materials board that he made.
So then Molly and John.
So this is the new timeline.
Yeah.
In this timeline, Michael, because the old timeline, he just wanted to be a mechanic slash race car driver.
But in this timeline, he wanted to be interior designer.
Yes. Good Lord.
I can see it though.
So they see Michael and start running away. Then once they get outside, Michael grabs Molly.
I wrote down Michael Reville. Head tilt, baby.
Oh, did he head tilt? Oh, fuck, I missed it. Oh, I think I saw it the first time and then I forgot to write it down.
Is that something he does?
Yeah.
It's like a signature.
Ghostface does that
Yeah.
too. He goes, huh? And the
Oh, that's
Ghostface
from
mask
the
is
original
like,
Halloween.
ooh,
Yeah.
like looks like he's like
Yeah.
screaming or kind of confused. So when he does it, it's like, huh? And he looks
Yeah.
kind of cute.
Yeah, in the original Halloween, when he kills the one of the boyfriends, he like looks at the body and is like,
Yeah.
It's definitely like a thing where you're like, I'm not all here.
Yeah. So he grabs Molly outside.
John punches him.
Yeah, John punches him off
Yeah.
of Molly, and then he stabs John in the thigh, and then Molly hits Michael over the head with a rock, I think. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I lost my place now.
And they run on out of there.
And they run on out of there. Then they run to the dorms, I guess, and Molly can't find the key to open the gate. They finally get in.
Oh, God.
I wrote down classic key struggle.
Gets a key, gets in, drops the key.
Drops the keys outside of the gate.
And then
they're like, Michael's out there, oh my God. And then he just reaches down and picks up the key, of course.
Well,
and they're like,
first he tries to stab him through the
Yeah.
gate.
that's also something Ghostface does sometimes.
Yeah.
Guess that's a thing.
And like they're just like screaming as Michael tries every key on the ring.
hold up, I got it.
God, it's so funny.
I'll get it.
Finally, Lori lets them in, and she sees Michael through the window. So that's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. That's a very cool moment.
Yeah, that's a very cool moment.
That's the first time she really sees him, right?
Yeah, and I love that there's a reveal that she's had a gun in her pants this whole time.
Well, she got the gun from under her pillow.
I'm pissed about that she didn't really use the gun.
I'm pissed that it was taken from her and she didn't get to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
I'm mad about that too.
She also took it back at the end.
Yeah.
And doesn't use it.
And doesn't use it again.
It was just like, you're so stupid.
Oh, at this point, I forget who asked it, but they were like, "What do we do?" And she says, "Try to live."
Yeah. It's
Just try to
it's
live.
Will, the
love
guidance
that.
counselor says, "What do we do? Try to live." Yeah, Lori shoves Molly and John into a door.
Adam, Arkin.
And then Lori tries to make him stay with John, and then he's the one that takes her gun, snatches her gun, and then just starts shooting people without finding out who they are
Shoots LL
first.
Cool J.
And
Yeah.
guess what? That's some racist bullshit.
That's right.
I said racist undertones. Because, yeah, I'll watch the news. That's bad.
That's bad.
What happens. And I don't know if they, I watch the news. I do. I listen, too, and I read. I wonder, I mean,
She stays aware.
they must have known that was going to look bad, right? A white guy literally takes a gun and shoots, and we think in this moment kills a black guy, an innocent black guy who just walks up.
Yeah. And then Michael
Just trying to do his job.
It's messed up. Just trying
Michael
to do his
comes
job.
up and stabs Will from behind and then lifts him up.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, that was kind of gross.
Yes, I wrote lifts his ass up.
He's got a little ass.
The old stabbing lift, just like he did in Halloween 2.
Yep.
Well,
I've seen that before.
I love the moment when Lori runs
In
and
movies,
she's trying to
reenacting.
escape and she runs to a closet, sees it's a closet inside, and it's like, fuck!
She's like, I'm not getting in a closet.
Yeah, like it's such a good callback to the first movie
Yes.
where she got into the closet and she's
Yes.
like, not fucking again.
Oh yeah, she what did she do? I just wrote down she runs down the hall, but she got blood in her hand from LL Cool J, I think.
Yeah.
They go to him and she picks up like his head.
Yeah, and there's blood on it. But
back
she's
of back of his head.
but when she runs down the hall, she's like holding her hand up, and that moment made me
blood on it.
laugh.
Yeah, she don't want to get on
And
her
then
clothes.
somehow Michael thinks that she ran into the closet because he punches it in. And then she sneaks up behind him with the fire extinguisher and knocks him out. Runs down the hall, sends Molly and John on their way.
I love that she was driving a Blazer. Like, that is the most 90s SUV. Like, that and the Ford Explorer. Whenever I see those two, I'm like, 90s, oh, I miss you.
Oh man.
Yeah, so they run out of the building, get into their into her Blazer.
Blazer.
She drives away from Michael after trying to get the car to start. When they get to the gate, she sends them off, and then she's like, gets an idea. She's like, okay, you guys leave. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to leave her, but she's like, go, I'll meet up with you. And then she closes the gate and then shorts the gate power, I guess. She locks herself in with Michael. So this is the part where she's sort of taking control. She kicks open the glass and then grabs the safety axe.
The shot of her walking with the light on her.
So good.
And she yells, Michael!
Yeah.
God, that part. I was like, oh, this is, yeah.
She's walking through these huge empty sets.
It
She's
looks so cool.
And this is her space. You know, she knows the space, and she's not scared.
Yeah, I was watching behind the scenes, and they were like, Jamie Lee Curtis really wanted us to turn the narrative around and have her being the one that's in pursuit of Michael instead of Michael in pursuit of her.
Well, it was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
And then she runs into Michael again, he stabs her in the arm just like he did in the first movie.
Yeah, in the same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like this part.
You didn't mention the fact that he came down on one arm. He's like doing a one-arm
yes.
pull-up.
He's like
really?
holding himself up into the
God.
rafters.
I just wrote down, dude's been working
He's
out.
so strong.
He has.
Well, the last movie he punched through a steel door.
That is very true.
Jesus Christ.
This is a new timeline, Peyton.
This is a new timeline. Yeah, he's like been holding himself up in the rafters and
Jesus.
then lowers himself down.
One arm?
Yeah.
Wow.
So she's hiding under a table. He's
Oh, yeah,
and
this
he's
part was
standing on top of
freaky.
it.
Yeah.
This part I really thought, I was like, I love that like we're seeing an older actress like in the position that we would normally see like a younger actress in this movie. Like she's doing all the same stuff we would see Neve Campbell do in Scream. So I really love that.
I'm going to pause for a moment and bring up Metal Gear Solid 5, which is what I do often on this podcast. The same thing happens in Metal Gear Solid 5, where they're in the hospital and the killers are coming after them. Just
they're
want to
under
throw
the
that out there,
chairs.
listener. If you're an MGS fan, hit me up on Twitter. And we'll talk Metal Gear Solid. That ending, that twist ending of Metal Gear Solid 5 was crazy, wasn't it? All right, back to the movie.
You need some friends
I do need friends.
that have watched it. Yeah. She like kicks a chair out
Yeah,
to
try
make
and
him
throw him
maybe
off, yeah.
look over there.
I thought it was cool that he was on top of the tables.
Yeah, he was standing on top and like looking like, which made it scary if she tried to move between the tables, which she had to
Yeah.
do.
She's crawling across the floor as he's like throwing him back.
What did I want her to do? I think I wanted her to like try to push the table.
Over? Like,
Yeah. Thinking about it now,
That
I'm
would
like,
take a lot of
I don't
strength.
know if that would work,
Yeah.
but I kind of wanted to see if she
Yeah.
could do
It
that.
would have been cool if she had a knife and there was like a table creak and he just like she like stabs him
In
like,
the
through
foot?
In
or
the foot?
something?
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Because that's usually what happens, like the other way around,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
the killer
Yeah.
stabs through something.
That
with
would
the
have been
person.
really good.
Yeah.
And then she gets out from the things and she stabs Michael with a flagpole.
with the California
Yes.
state flag.
Love it.
Right in his chest, and he just pulls it out
yeah.
like nothing.
She runs into the kitchen, pulls out a drawer full of just knives,
And they all fall on the ground, and she just looks at them, and
and she starts throwing knives at Michael.
Yeah, I wrote down Lori gets all the knives.
gosh, she can't hit anything with them. But
Yeah.
she finally picks up a big one.
Yeah. And then she tries to block him from stabbing her with the drawer. He stabs into the drawer. She throws him away. I love that he's like, for the first moment, he doesn't know what to do with the drawer. He's just like going back and forth with it before he finally pulls his knife out. She grabs 2 knives and then runs. Then they have a tussle and she stabs Michael and he falls over the balcony.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he lands hard.
And
He
this
lands hard.
this reminds me of the movie Enough, starring Jennifer Lopez or J Lo, if you
J-Lo,
know her
if you
as
will.
that.
Former
Jenny from the
girl.
block.
And that's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Where she also fights off an attacker. It's her
Yeah.
ex-husband who was abusing her, and she gets buff and tough. She kicks his A.
That's
his
amazing. That reminds me of Double Jeopardy. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Saw it
I
on a
love
plane.
yes.
fucking Double
On a
Jeopardy.
plane? Nice.
She's already been convicted and went to jail for killing her husband once, so she's not going to be able to get arrested for killing him again.
That was on the DVD cover. That's right. You're like, what's this? Oh, whoa, this is a long tagline.
And so she goes back downstairs, takes the knife out of his chest, and then goes to stab him again. But then, surprise, surprise, Ronnie is still alive.
Yay! I was so happy. I was like,
it's like the
still
the Dewey
racist, but-
reveal. It's the
yeah.
Dewey reveal that
Yes.
Dewey's not dead. Yeah.
I was very happy that he was alive.
And he's like, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
So we cut to outside. Everyone, they're taking Michael away.
This part, I love this bit. This moment, he's talking to his wife on the phone. He's like,
yeah.
I'm gonna write a romantic thriller, and then she's like, I'm fine. The bullet just grazed me. Like
Yeah.
just to explain to the viewer what
Yeah, like
happened.
why he's actually okay. This whole part is
Lori
so stupid.
steals a cop's gun, and then steals the van that Michael's body is in.
Yep. He's zipped up in
He's
a
zipped in a body bag.
in the back.
So she's driving away, seemingly to drop the body off somewhere. I don't.
Yeah, to me, it feels like she does think he's still
She
alive.
still
She
thinks
didn't
he's
get
alive,
to stab
yeah,
him.
yeah.
She didn't
Yeah.
get to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, when he's very clearly alive,
Yeah,
she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It is kind of fun, I guess. Like that visual of
like him
starting to
busting
see
out.
him move around in there, and you're like, it's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that scary because you're like, you got to do something about it. She had a gun.
Yeah.
She should have pulled over and shot him.
Yeah.
If you learn anything from Scream, you should shoot the bad guy in the head.
I feel like
that in Scream 3.
Okay.
I feel
always shoot him in the head.
Body bag bit too is a reference to like the alternate ending of Halloween 2, where there was a body bag and it like moves up at the end.
In Halloween 2, there was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is definitely a
What part in
reference.
Halloween 2?
It's in the TV cut.
Wow.
Haven't
Watch
seen
that
it.
one.
Haven't seen it. Sorry. Jesus, he jumped down my throat.
So sorry.
It's the TV cut. Okay.
It's a TV cut. Okay. Don't try me, bitch.
Peyton flicked me off, then shotgunned a beer after he did that.
Damn.
You know I was dedicated because I hate beer.
And now it's just peeing all over the table.
Peyton,
That's gross.
get down.
But then when he goes to attack her, she breaks the car and he flies out the window.
Flies through.
Flies through the window. Yeah.
She let him get so close, though. I don't.
Yeah.
Unless that was just a way to get him to fly through the window.
Yeah, I think that's what she was doing. She's like, "Come on, get up." I
then
love
he
this
does.
part because it's sort of a reference to like when Rachel tries to
in
run
Halloween
him
4,
over in
yeah.
Halloween 4. So she runs him over and then runs the car off the side of the trail
With
Dude.
her
down the
in
hill.
it, she drives the car right
Yeah.
off.
She's
When-
like, "We should both die," probably is what she's thinking.
When Michael gets pinned,
Yeah.
that is such a cool moment. I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
The car falls on him and he's pinned down.
He's trying to move the upper half of his body, and he's
Yeah.
like, his
Yeah.
back is pinned.
And then Lori gets up, she grabs the axe, and then she wakes him up by saying Michael. He like comes to, and then he reaches out to her. It's sort of like this callback to like him being her brother, I guess.
I wrote down, because she like touches his head. I just wrote down Michael touches his mask.
Yeah, he's
And I just-
acting weird about it. I
Yeah.
feel like that's like a reference to like the next movie, but
I wrote down Michael checks to see if his hair looks good. That's what
Yeah,
I
I
thought
don't know what he was doing. Maybe he just he's just been beat up a lot. Maybe he has like a concussion and is kind of
well,
like, where
can
am
we
I?
say
What's
like what
going
the
on?
next movie is? Can we talk about the next movie kind of? Because I think in the next movie it's revealed that wasn't Michael, right? So I think that
Really?
So I think that they knew that was going to be the thing. So I think that's a reference to that's some guy that Michael put his mask on top of, and he's like, "What is this? Like,
this
what's on
off
my
of me?"
head?" Yeah. I think
At
that's
the
what
end,
it is.
it's not Michael, or the
Yeah.
whole movie,
The end, just the end part. I
Yeah.
think
like the guy in the
the van. Yeah.
different guy.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Wow. And so, but those are the moments where like she's looking at him in the eyes, and they're
Yeah.
almost touching and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe this guy's just like, "Can you help me?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
that must be what it is. Yeah.
Was his mouth duct tape? I haven't seen Resurrection since it came out.
I haven't
so.
seen it. I just know what the twist is.
Wow.
But then they
So
almost
Resurrection's the next one.
Yeah.
Then.
they almost touch
touch
hands. And she chops his goddamn
And she
head off.
chops his head off.
Yeah, by just
Oh,
going
it's so
bloop
bad.
and just rolls right off.
Yeah.
Oy,
And then the
caramba.
Halloween theme into the credits. One thing I wanted to say, my favorite song didn't play in this movie. They didn't play Laurie's theme once.
Oh. But they did play What's
Creed?
This Life For by Creed.
Mr. Sandman, give me a dream.
Yeah, I kind of wish they did that for the end credits like they do in Halloween 2, but they didn't.
No, they bought that Creed song.
And they had to use it to its full potential.
Was that off the album Human Clay? Let's see.
Lights are over.
Or was it My Own Prison?
I'm so alone. I got nobody to call my own.
Boom,
So
boom,
please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Boom, 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 boom.
I love that song.
Yeah,
Song
it's good.
rules.
It's from the album My Own Prison, that Creed
Oh
song.
boy, my own
I
prison.
really wanted to-
That's what I wanted to know.
I really the chopping of his head was so unrealistic and stupid.
It got
and
lopped off, yeah.
It got lopped off, no blood, no nothing, so easy, would not happen. Like, just fucking come on. Like, just make it a little more
Yeah.
realistic. I also just hated the fact that she was like risking her life to kill him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I find that realistic. Like, I guess she locked herself in. She's like, I'm gonna do this. Maybe like no matter what, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I really buy that she would like. Because she could not have known she would survive that.
Yeah.
Come
Well-
on, that was an intense That was a really intense crash.
Well, she's already lived through Halloween 2 where, like, she's seen him walking on fire.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So she was like, yeah, he's probably going to get back up if he survived a burning
He
like
survived
that.
all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Do we know who that guy is? It's just
I don't
some
know.
guy.
I've never seen Resurrection. I just know that it's
kinda
revealed
curious
that it
now,
wasn't
too.
him at the end.
Resurrection is a film that the Halloween fandom has shunned.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes says, trick or treat, motherfucker, and punches Michael Myers in the face.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, by the way, have you seen the movie Trick or Treat?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Very good.
I've also seen
They're like anthology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also another movie called Trick or Treat that features Ozzy Osbourne as a preacher.
Oh boy. That's not what I'm talking about.
This one's
I'm
ridiculous.
talking about the very scary child with the pumpkin head. Who
Sam,
is,
yeah.
Sam, who's scary as shit.
Yeah. Have you seen Trick or Treat?
No, I haven't
Oh,
seen
dude,
it.
it's
It's
awesome.
good.
It's
Yeah.
it's a movie that Warner Brothers produced,
Yeah.
and then they were like, "We're not going to release this in the theater. We're going to release it on Blu-ray." And it has the biggest.
I have it on Blu-ray.
I do too. I bought it the day it came out. It has,
Yeah, I bought it like really right away. Anna Paquin is in it, and like a really fun kind of like wolf vampire. It's like anthology, so
Yeah.
they're like each I don't
like-
know,
it's like
20
Creep
minutes
Show.
or something.
Oh, okay. Nice. I do want to watch it.
It's really fun.
I think so. I think Michael was telling me about it, and he said it was good.
yeah, but
Michael
like,
Myers.
yeah,
Michael
Warner
Myers.
Brothers is like, we don't want to release this movie, and then like,
That's
it,
silly.
Yeah,
it
I
has
don't
such
get
a
it.
big following now
Yeah.
that they're making a sequel.
Oh wow.
Oh hell yeah! Because
Yeah.
it's fun, and it's like everything takes place on Halloween.
Yeah.
And so I
It's-
think great. So it's like it's just like a Halloween night movie,
Mm-hmm.
which there's not like there are some, but those are really fun horror
Yeah.
movies that are just like what happens on Halloween,
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Well, that's originally after Halloween too. They wanted to do an anthology with this series, but people just wanted to see Michael Myers so bad.
Yay, yay.
There you go.
I'm trying to think.
Ghostface.
The guy that directed Trick or Treat's making he made the new Godzilla movie that's coming out.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh.
I forgot there
And he
was
also
going to be
made
another Godzilla movie.
Krampus. Krampus.
Oh, I still haven't seen
I
that.
never saw Krampus.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. It's a good movie. You should check out Trick or Treat.
Yeah, I
Trick or
want
Treat's
to.
good.
Yeah, I love Creep Show and stuff. So
All right, so what's the rating scale we have for this movie?
yeah. We were going to do a letter grade because it takes place in school.
Well, I gave it. Let's go, Corey.
Yeah.
What do you rate this out of
Oh,
A through F?
A through F. I give it a D plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say I'm gonna give it a C. I feel like I'll give it a passing grade. Like I think it's a good movie. Like I think it is a little too. It doesn't feel like a Halloween movie to me. It definitely feels like a Scream Kevin Williamson movie.
I think like that's what I liked about it was the teen aspect.
Yeah.
We didn't get too much of that though,
Yeah.
and those characters were not developed. I
Yeah.
truly didn't care.
The friends like had no personality at all.
Michelle Williams was so boring. I don't know why she lived.
Yeah.
I don't know why Josh Hartnett. It seemed like she and him didn't even have a good relationship. Like
Yeah,
we didn't
like, good
develop that
chemistry
at
or
all.
anything,
And
yeah.
the end of the movie was nothing. I mean, I guess that's you end on like the thing where you kill him or whatever. But there's no wink. He's still there. There's no any sort of resolution, explanation, anything where it's like I didn't really appreciate that. It didn't seem on purpose. It seemed lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the lore aspects of the movie. I think like with exploring trauma and
Yeah.
like, how she got to this point. I like the whole sequence of like her chasing him and like falling through, but yeah, I guess that the ending could have been more significant.
Yeah, it was like a revenge. It kind of felt like a revenge
story.
film of
Yeah.
her getting revenge on this person at the end.
Yeah.
Saying I'm gonna kill this person who traumatized me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I do
and
like
that's
that
cool.
aspect about it.
I'm gonna split the difference and give it a C minus.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
And on the pumpkin scale,
And on
1
the
out of
pumpkin
100
scale.
pumpkins.
Oh wow.
C. So what would a C be? Like a 75? So maybe
Yeah, that's a.
That's a lot.
that's a lot. Yeah, I want to say I'm gonna give it like a 65
Okay.
pumpkins.
I need to go back and look at my rating for Halloween
Yeah,
4.
I should usually do that, but I don't.
Just so you don't give it too high or low based
Yeah.
on the other ones.
Yeah, because Halloween 4 I loved.
I would give this, I think, 25 pumpkins.
Wow, that's low.
That's pretty low.
That's low, Corey. It wasn't a film; it's a movie. Okay,
It's a movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like 57.
okay.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have anyone to answer to, so I'm 25 and fuck,
There you go.
fuck everyone.
There you go.
Fuck off. I did enjoy watching it, and
Yeah.
the opening I was very surprised. I was like, okay, this is fun. This feels like
Yeah.
an old
If there had been more
scary movie.
kills and like sequences like
Yeah.
the beginning, it would have been really good.
I think so. I think it
Yeah.
needed more of that, and like even just killing some random kids at the school would have been fun. Like,
Yeah, I know.
you
They
didn't do
send
anything
all the
with
kids.
school.
They send all the kids away, and there's only 4
Yeah.
kids to play with. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of boring.
I think that what they were trying to do was just make it on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other movies were just like so grand,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
quote
true.
unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because the kill count for the last couple movies have just been high.
Yeah. For sure.
This one has a very low kill
Yeah.
count. Speaking of kill count, wiping the slate clean, Michael Myers' deaths until this point. So he's 14, the first and second one. So this is, what's 14? What's 14 plus 6? We got
21.
He's at 20.
20. There you go.
So the Michael Myers kill count is at 20 at this point.
20. Wow. This guy sucks.
He could have done better. It's been 20 fucking years.
Come on, buddy.
So what quote are we going to end this on? Oh, Corey, do you have anything to promote?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I always forget about this part.
Yeah, we always forget to promote stuff.
yeah, I'm making a short film called Wake Me Up,
Yeah.
and we're pretty much done fundraising, but we're gonna start filming it, and I don't know when it will be out in a long
Right,
time.
but
And
look it up, though.
Short film. It's mostly women and queer people and non-binary actors and characters, and it's kind of sci-fi, Chicago-based.
Yeah.
Short.
Awesome.
So pretty excited.
Yeah. Do you have any social media that you want to promote or no? It's okay if not.
Not really. I'm kind of keeping it on
That's
the
cool.
low profile. I
Keeping
mean,
it
if
on
you
the
can
low.
find me,
You're welcome.
welcome to give it a shot. Everything's private. You can request me,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Following that theme of queer film, if you listen to Queer Movie Night with me and Deborah Duncan and Nick Lathan, who produces.
You can hear me in the background randomly talking sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. We're hoping to have Corey guest on that as well in the future. And you can find that Queer Movie Night on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me at Peyton Cody Lynch on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm, of course, Nick Lathan on everything. I dominate that social media aspect.
Dope. Yeah. I'm good Corey on everything, which is fun.
Nice.
That's a good one.
I'm a good Corey.
You are.
a good
Corey.
Corey.
Fun.
I'd
Just say
agree.
it.
And yeah, you can follow Welcome to Haddonfield, which we have a visual guide, so we're gonna
true.
post whatever visual jokes we happen to do in this episode is gonna be on that. Like last week, I posted that clip from Mac and Me, which you should be watching that clip from Mac and Me that Paul Rudd loves. And that's it.
Riverside Falls, Riverside Law.
Oh yeah, that's coming to an end at the end of the year, coming to a close.
Wow.
For the time being, we might bring it back.
Oh, love it.
Depends on the demands of the fan base.
So far, not that big.
Okay,
was
it's
it,
close. It's
So what quote are we going to end this on?
What should we do? Try not to die? Or was there another ones that were good? You said you wrote a bunch, Nick, right?
Let's see. I'm going to say that one Sarah quote.
better be good.
Where is it? Where is it? I love food. I really
No
do.
sex games.
love food.
No sex
I
games
really-
until I eat.
That's the one. Where is it? Oh, no sex games till I've eaten.
So true.
Thank you for playing Arcade Audio. Play more at arcadeaudio.net.